Coach James Kalbfleisch. Coach Kalbfleisch began his coaching career at Dearborn Divine Child in 1969. He has been a part of many football programs, and with only a few years away from coaching in the early and late 90s, he has coached for 42 years at all levels. Coach Kalbfleisch has won conference championships, qualified for the playoffs 7 years, winning a district and regional championship. He guided Lincoln Park to their only playoff win in school history and was awarded a plaque for 80 wins in 14 years at Lincoln Park. He has earned MHSFCA Assistant and Regional Coach of the Year honors, and he will be returning to New Boston year-on this fall. Coach Kalbfleisch comments on why coach. I coach because I enjoy watching young men improve day by day, setting goals, being on time, working with others, working hard, and learning to deal with both the joys of winning and the disappointments of losing. His biggest thrills in coaching both deal with school spirit and community spirit. Students and parents swarming onto the field after the Lincoln Park Rail Splitters won their first league championship in 20 years, and when the New Boston Huron Chiefs won the regional title for the very first time. His most humorous, touching, and meaningful incident in coaching. My first year as head coach at Lincoln Park, I wanted to add a freshman team and needed more 9th grade boys to come out for football. So I called every incoming freshman boy and told him that I had heard he was a promising athlete and he should come out for football. That's the funny part. On the first day of practice, a blind boy came to me and said he got a call inviting him to play football. He could only see shadows. I put him at defensive nose, and he played 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach James Kalbfleisch.
I would like to thank Coaches Association for this award. This is a great honor, and I'd like to introduce my family. My wife Barbara, 45 years. She's been through a lot. Please stand. Too much rage. My son Dan, who's the athletic director at Gibraltar Carlson. And there is one change. I am coaching next year with Jack Jarmo at Gibraltar Carlson. My daughter Julie, my daughter-in-law Amy, my son-in-law Chris, and my daughter Janet. And my youngest future coach here, he was doing X's and O's when he was 4 years old, CJ. Also, I'd like to have, I have a number of friends here that mean a lot to me. They've coached with me for a number of years. Some of them played for me at Lincoln Park High School and at Huron High School. And now they're in the coaching profession because they got the same love that I had for the game. If you could all wave, I don't know, they don't want to stand up. So I couldn't, coaching is family and friends, and I love every one of them. They know it, and that's what coaching is to us. A love for each other, and it's obvious by them being here. I would like to also recognize my father, who played for the Detroit Lions back in the early 40s, and was my first football coach. When I was 7 years old, he started the first Little League team in Dearborn. It was called the Denwood All-Stars. That's because there were enough kids living on Denwood that you could play football. So he bought us all shoulder pads and helmets and got a schedule. Little did we know, the first game we go to, this team's got full uniforms on, and they've got 30 or 40 kids, and we got 20 kids, and they were all living in the same neighborhood. But the thing was, it didn't matter, because my dad instilled that love of football in all of us. And my brother Bob coached at Warren Cousino High School and was a hockey player. And my younger brother Bill was my assistant for years at Lincoln Park High School. And, you know, a family, it's always been family. On Friday nights, it was always family. And then I was fortunate enough the last 12 years to be an assistant to my son Dan. Some decisions weren't quite the way they should be, but you know, when you're an assistant, what can you say? You know, but it was a great honor to do that. And I knew back when he was 7 years old, and he was our ball boy, always in the way. You know, we had one of those coaches assigned to keep him out of the way. We're playing for the title against Fortson High School with the Hall of Famer Charlie Justice was the coach, and it was 4th down. And I called timeout. We were on the 15-yard line. We needed 2 for a first. And he came running up to me. And he wasn't allowed to. That my assistant coach, hey, you know, he was supposed to keep him back. But he came running up to me and said, Dad, you got to kick a field goal. You got to kick a field goal. Well, we haven't kicked a field goal all year. So, little behold, coach was born. We kicked the field goal and we win the game. You know, so that was sort of the humorous thing that we did. I also had the great honor of coaching basketball with my daughters, Julie and Janet, at Lincoln Park High School. And, you know, I guess teaching is in the family. All my kids teach. I guess that's because I loved it so much that they all do it. And like I said, my grandson, he's going to be a future coach. There's no doubt about it. He'll probably be in that round ball though instead of the oblong one. You know, he seems to lean that way a little bit. It's been an honor in my life to been coached by and coached with many Hall of Fame coaches, such as Vaskin Battle was my offensive line coach at high school. Was a great coach and a great influence to me. I coached Bob LaPointe. Ron Pascuzzi I worked with for 20 years at Lincoln Park. Was a great man. Mike Pascuzzi, Vic Pelage, Steve Robb, Dale Sawicki, and Wes Wishart. Wes Wishart and I coached together, probably the most fun of all. We coached our sons in baseball. And so we go back a long time. To me, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing kids that you coached and young people go into your profession and know that you influenced them in the right direction to do things. So I hope that you got a chance next year. I really appreciate this honor. Thanks again, and I hope if you have a chance next year, come out and watch Gibraltar Carlson play.